It's time for Normalville. It's time for Normalville. It's time for Normalville. Gonna get a little crazy like you know we will.
Welcome everybody to today's The Abnormal Hour. I'm your host Alex Rennie with my co-host all the way from the Okanagan.
Frank Hildebrand. Check it out. Check it out.
Beautiful, man. A little bit jealous.
It's a gorgeous day. It's like 23, little breeze. Doesn't get any better.
Doesn't get any better.
Played a round of golf this morning. Shot well. Awesome.
Way to go, man. You make me want to go golfing right now. And so you guys know, this is a part-time thing for us. So Frank is away in paradise actually doing a work project, which is really cool. So
yeah, I'm out here doing a massive house in Hardwood, and I get to golf at the same time. So working and winning.
So the viewers know, when you say you're doing a house in the Okanagan, what are you doing? What is it you're working?
I'm doing hardwood floors.
Yeah.
Just filling in, you know.
So prior to Abnormalville, Frank was a florist. I mean, a flooring guy. So
Hey, I could do flowers.
you could do flowers as well. But yeah, so that's
red, violets are blue.
That's pretty cool. Learning more about Frank every day. So anyway, this takes us straight into our very first segment of the show, which is our recap. Welcome back, everyone. So here was last week's whiteboard idea. The joke was, what's black and white and red and has trouble going through a revolving door? And it was a nun with a spear through her head. And from there...
we do, wait a minute, there's something there.
There's something there.
And off we go, and we create.
Off we went. So we're showing you this because this is the initial idea from the joke, which then led into motivational speaker Gary.
Yeah. And he had the long spear as well. But then that's not really translating to workplace safety.
Which is what we decided on. He was a motivational speaker traveling the world on giving speeches for workplace safety. And this was our final
There we go.
drawing right there. Gary made the most of his injury traveling the world speaking about workplace safety.
Workplace safety, yes. Superstar. You know, you make lemonade out of lemons, right?
And I still think there's another cartoon with the nun, and I'll talk about that one on our first whiteboard later today. But this is a winning cartoon, I think. This is really good.
You bet. Yeah.
Really fun stuff.
We're going to put this. We're going to try to put this on packaging. You know,
when I was drawing it, I was thinking, we had talked about putting rebar in his head or something like that. And I just thought more ridiculous would be someone actually drilled through this poor man's head.
How did they get that far before he said, whoa?
Exactly. So there we go. I love this cartoon. I just absolutely do.
Yeah.
So
love it.
There we go. Which leads us into the whiteboard cartoon number 2, which what's special about this one is this was our very first ever Abnormalville contest. We had a submission from Eric Larson, who had told us about the Pavlov enterprises and the drooling dog, and we came up with a pig who was worried about the dog drooling, but we didn't have quite the right punchline to go with this. We had 7 submissions.
Wait.
None of which...
So we go back to, we didn't quite have the right punchline, and then I did pating. Which I was like, wait a minute, let's reach out to the people.
Yes, this was actually Frank's idea. Let's do a contest. So before we get into the winning cartoon, guys, we just want to give a shout out to everyone who gave us a submission. Thank you to Steve P., Keith S., Nathan M., Brittany S., Jane P., Eric L., and Bridget M. for giving us these wonderful ideas. And the final punchline we had was an amalgam of Steve, Keith, and Brittany's idea. And the amalgam of that, the final one, was this.
So we have Pavlov Enterprises in the back. People are familiar with that experiment. We have the bell ringing, dog drooling.
Pig sweating.
The pig doesn't know what's going on. Why are you drooling like that?
And it's, there's a couple different connotations here. We didn't have the bacon, dog's going to eat me connotation. That came from everyone else's submission.
Yeah.
But I think it's really funny. And we just needed to, polish up the final punchline. So, yeah. And again, thank you everyone for submitting. We totally appreciate what you did. That was fantastic.
Okay, today's first news story. Mongolia has quarantined a region near the border of Russia after 2 people ate a marmot and contracted the bubonic plague.
Oh my God.
True, folks. A statement released by Mongolia's National Center for Zoonotic Disease, there is such, has an acronym, NCZD, or Alex would say, no, I would say ZD, and you would say ZD, right? Canadian American. So the National the National Center for Zoonotic Disease said the lab test confirmed 2 cases of what they call marmot plague.
Wow.
They issued quarantine after a sheep herder in Inner Mongolia came down with the plague as well. So then you have 3 cases. That's it. They're making a big deal about it. I mean, in the 14th century, the plague was known as Black Death, and it killed 50 million people. Right? So, lesson be learned, don't eat marmots.
I almost want to say, and I'm glad they've quarantined it, because I can only say this, that it's down to 2 or 3 cases. That sounds a little bit like karma going on there, eating marmot, and then consequently, right? What would possess you to eat a marmot? You'd have to be really hungry, right?
When you live in Mongolia. You can't just run to the 7-Eleven.
Do things a little differently over there in Mongolia now. You just can't go to your 7-Eleven. You got to eat what comes in front of you.
It's nice and furry. Comes right up to you. You go to pet it, and then next thing it's on the Barbie.
Don't eat that there marmot.
Lots of meat on them there bones.
All right. So today's news story number 2. Arm wrestling gone wrong. This story comes from Florence, Kentucky, and it happened on July 6th. Curtis Zimmerman was drinking when he challenged his son to an arm wrestling competition. After losing to his son multiple times, the 55-year-old dad became agitated, and the two got into a physical fight. The father then grabbed a gun and shot 2 bullets into the ceiling as his son was going upstairs. Police were dispatched to the scene around 12:58 a.m. on Monday after reports of a subject with a weapon. 2 family members were unarmed outside when the deputies arrived, but Zimmerman refused commands from the officers to go outside, which led to an 8-hour standoff. Boone County's Sheriff's Office SWAT teams and Florence Police Department SWAT team came to assist in the standoff. Throughout the morning, a hostage negotiation team talked with Zimmerman and eventually surrendered without incident just before 8:30 a.m. the next morning. Zimmerman is said to be evaluated at a local hospital before being transported to the Boone County Detention Center. He has been charged with 1 count of wanton endangerment and had a $5,000 cash bond.
And challenged every personnel in the hospital to an arm wrestle.
An arm wrestling match when he was in his holding cell.
Yeah, can't beat his son, but he'll beat that nurse.
That's crazy stuff.
What a sore loser. Man.
Right. Oh my God.
Oh, wow. Can you picture that family at Christmas time?
Oh, dude.
Who wants the wishbone? Arm wrestle.
Dad, you can have it. You know, don't worry about it. It's all yours, man. Oh boy. So there we have it. Today's news break, which leads us to our next segment, expert advice from our expert, Frank Hildebrand.
And now, expert advice from the expert.
So Frank, what do you have for us today?
Well, you can see I'm holding a stick. There's more to it, but I'm out here doing some hardwood. So I thought, well, why don't we teach people about slip tongues? Believe it or not, that's a term in hardwood. This is a slip tongue. So what happens when you have hardwood and it has a groove in there and it has a tongue right there? So what happens when you have hardwood this way and then you need to put it here and go that way as well? You need a tongue here and you need a tongue here. So you make a slip tongue and you just take a piece of spruce lumber and run it through the table saw extremely accurately, and it fits into the groove. Slide it in there. Now you have a tongue here and you have a tongue here. And you take the groove here and you slide it there. Now you can work both ways.
Fantastic.
Ta-da.
Look at that.
Yeah. So now when you're getting hardwood done, and then you can go to that installer. Hey, are you using a slip tongue? Come on. It'll make you look educated. And yeah, he won't try and slip nothing by you because you're in the know.
Fantastic. That is amazing advice from our expert, Frank Hildebrand. Thank you for that, Frank. Really cool stuff. Which now takes us to our next segment, our very first whiteboard of the day.
Okay, so here we have our first whiteboard of the day. Alex, did you have any ideas going on in that brain of yours?
I did. Thank you for asking. So going back with the nun and the spear with spear through head, right? Because we took it, and I love the idea we took it. So I'm just put spear and head here. I love what we did with it. Gary with the safety cartoon. But I had this thought, something about like sister, we'll call her Sister Nancy. So Sister Nancy never, Sister Nancy never did missionary work again after her incident. We'll just call it that. We won't go any further with it, right? Because we know it's what it is.
Yeah.
But on the plus side, all the sisters were able to watch Game of Thrones on the weekends. She got cable through her.
Yeah, excellent reception. Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah.
I see a bunch of them watching TV, right?
Yeah, Game of Thrones, or they could finally get the wrestling channel. Or
That's hilarious. I think that's pretty funny, man. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
We're done. I freaking love it. And it's that simple. After the, she never did missionary work after the incident. On the plus side, we had the Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
I think it's great.
You could say the village could now watch Game of Thrones or something.
Wow. That was our second quickest whiteboard ever.
We should time some of these. And now, a word from our sponsor.
With COVID-19 isolation, do you find yourself scared to be alone with your thoughts? Is meditation just not having the desired effect? Are your kids driving you crazy? Are things just too much to handle right now while stuck in the house? My doctor gave me serenparpoxypline, and ever since my family and I started taking it, we're all feeling mellow, relaxed. It's brought serenity back to our house. Now we can sit inside all day, vegging out in front of the TV, or taking frequent naps. It's been wonderful. Ask your doctor if serenparpoxypline is right for you.
Side effects may include severe diarrhea, loose stool, or anal bleeding, nausea, vertigo, and vomiting, hemorrhaging from the ears, nose, and eyes, swelling of the brain, and frequent headaches. If you're pregnant, you should not use serenparpoxypline. If you experience sudden blindness or deafness, call your physician immediately.
My doctor recommended serenparpoxypline, and we're glad she did.
And that leads us to our next segment called Joke of the Day.
Today's joke of the day. My grandfather has the heart of a lion and a lifetime ban at the zoo.
You ever heard that quote from Stephen King? He says, how do you keep writing and creative? And then he says, I have a heart of a small child. I keep it on my desk.
That's awesome, man. That was our joke of the day, which leads us into whiteboard number 2. Dun, dun, dun. Welcome back, guys, to the whiteboard. Whiteboard number 2.
Number 2. So I had an idea when we were talking about, you were doing the arm wrestling story, and I'd mentioned Christmas dinner. So gets me to thinking about the wishbone, fighting over the wishbone. So what if, so then to be a real fight, what if we go back to cavemen and they've just had pterodactyl for Christmas dinner and you have 2 cavemen fighting over a giant pterodactyl wishbone? What would, it's Grog and Og, did he make wish first? What would he wish for? Maybe he wishes for shoes?
We wish someone had bent wheel.
That's not bad. So he's wishing. Me wish
someone would invent the wheel.
Yeah, me wish someone would hurry up and invent wheel. There, done. I like that. That's a good quote. Me wish someone hurry up. Not would. Someone hurry up. Invent wheel. There we go. That's a good one.
Yeah, there's like a certain irony to it, right?
Yeah. Because they could do Christmas
they know
dinner.
There's a wheel coming. They just have no idea what it is.
I like it. Me wish someone invent wheel.
Pretty good, actually.
That is pretty good.
And now, boys and girls, it's story time with Keanu Reeves.
Good afternoon, boys and girls. I'm Keanu Reeves. Hello. You may know me from The Matrix or the original Point Break. Today's story is I'm a Little Teapot. I'm a little teapot, short and stout. Here is my handle. Here is my spout. When I get all steamed up, hear me shout. Tip me over and pour me out.
Wow, that was kind
I'm not done yet.
of okay.
I'm a very special teapot. Yes, it's true. Here's an example of what I can do. You can turn my handle into a spout. Tip me over and pour me out. Now I'm done.
Got anything better?
That's it for today, boys and girls. That was pretty good, man. Thank you, Keanu, once again for an amazing story time with Keanu Reeves. And, we appreciate that you're here on the Abnormal Hour doing this for us week after week. Thanks again.
And no matter what you did to deserve the community service, thanks for bringing it our way.
We love you, man. You
Yes.
could be picking garbage somewhere else. Instead, you are spewing
Yeah,
garbage.
he
You're on
chose
the
this
Abnormal Hour.
over picking garbage.
We appreciate that. So thank you.
Yeah, there's picking garbage, and then there's our show. It's right up there.
Just a slight terrible.
Right there. Picking garbage.
So thank you once again, Keanu. And this leads us now into our next segment of our show, Did You Know?
Okay, today's Did You Know? We are going to talk about tire pressure. Fascinating, I know. You can't wait. So, different tires, different tire pressures. It is interesting when you get into it to find out what the pressures are. For instance, a bicycle tire. Alex, any idea what the pressure is for a bicycle tire? It's average.
Let's say 32 psi.
Wrong. The average tire pressure
Incorrect.
on a bicycle tire, 73 pounds per square inch.
Whoa.
On that little tire. Yeah.
Which is way
So-
more than a car tire or motorcycle.
Yeah, when they blow, that's kapow. It makes quite a noise. It scares the crap out of you too.
Yeah.
So tractor tire, nice big farm tractor, big
Yeah.
tire. What's your guess on that?
I'm going to say, given the size, given the weight, 200 pounds.
Wrong. So guess what? It's 12. 12 pounds per
That
square
makes
inch
sense,
for
'cause
that
there's no
massive
tube in
tire.
there. Yeah. That's,
So a lot of volume, yet it's only 12, holding up 10 tons of tractor. So next on our list, you might know this, a car tire. What's the average?
Well, I'll
tire
say
pressure.
that's maybe 32 pounds.
You bet. That's 32 is the average. We have a quad at home. I know the tire pressure on that. Any idea on the quad tire? I'm getting you to guess.
Yeah, I know. I'll go lower and say it's 18 to 20.
Yeah, it's a little lower than that. It's 7.
Wow.
7 pounds per square inch on a quad tire, right? Wheelbarrow tire.
12.
What do you 30 pounds per square inch on a wheelbarrow tire. Yeah, fascinating. I mean, it takes a heavy load. Sometimes you're carrying 200-300 pounds in a wheelbarrow.
Makes sense, yeah.
But sometimes there's somebody riding a bicycle that's 200 or 300 pounds. So there's no rhyme or reason there.
We're not going to go
Ugly
down
picture.
that road.
I know.
No,
Hang on.
go.
Just a couple more. Monster truck. Big tires.
Well, given that you said the tractor tire only holds 7, 8, 12 pounds, whatever, I'm going to guess low 10 pounds.
You are correct. 10 pounds. And they're like
Two out of
66 inches high and they're 43 inches across.
How high?
66 inches.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, that's 5'6", size of a man.
Yeah.
So the last on our list, a 747 airplane. What do you think the tire pressure is on those?
30 pounds.
Nope. So it was interesting that at first I found out that tire pressure was in kilopascals, which is a universal measurement of air pressure. Pounds per square inch is like North American. The rest of the world goes by kilopascals. 1,000 kilopascals of pressure, which equates to 145 pounds per square inch to hold up a 747.
That makes sense because you think about it, they got to land on those suckers, right? So
Yeah.
you need a little extra.
So, and they
lot of
bounce a little
extra.
bit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. So that was today's Did You Know? which leads us to the end of the show. And we wanted to thank everyone who actually submitted jokes. So special thanks again to Steve P, Gemini S, Nathan M, Eric L, Keith G, Jane P, and Bridget M. Because nobody actually won the official punchline, nobody gets a prize.
And the prize was $1 million. Sorry.
We were talking about we don't have any swag yet for Abnormalville, so we're actually happy that nobody won. It wasn't on purpose that we didn't choose a winner. But as we get swag and stuff like that, we definitely got to give it to any winner that was on the show at any point.
100%. We will.
Even if
You
it's
bet.
backlogged, right? Like, all
Right.
right, a year later we have swag, so let's give this to.
Backlog of swag. Yes.
So we will do that, we promised. But we actually don't have swag right now, and we didn't have a winner, so
Woo.
avoided that one. But thank you guys again so much for being a part of that contest. It was actually, I gotta say, I was pleasantly surprised at how many people actually did do multiple joke punchlines and go in. So we thank you guys so much. That was really awesome.
And any further suggestions in any way, send them.
Yes,
love it.
please. Because Eric
Yeah.
and my dad have given us multiple ideas throughout the course of our shows.
It doesn't take a contest to send in your ideas. We want to hear whatever you got going on. Joke of the day, cartoon, quote, whatever is on your mind. Send it down. We love it. We'll take it, run with it, or we might throw it out, but we'll give you a shout out.
It is always appreciated, you know, and that means a lot to us that you guys would take the time to do that. So, yeah.
Love it. Yes.
Excellent. With that, thank you once again. And Frank, as always, a pleasure to do this with you, man. All the way from how many miles apart are we now?
700 and some K. You bet.
Wow. Very cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wonders of technology. All right, guys. Till next week.
Peace out.
And now we're leaving. We gotta go. And now we're leaving. It's the end of our show. We had a good time. It's come to an end. We hope you had a good time. A good time, my friend. And now we're leaving. That's the end of our show. And now we're leaving. We gotta go.